It's been about 3 months since I've done a video, and I think it's definitely time to get back in the game and start sharing more knowledge with you all. And not only am I back with the videos, I'm back better than ever. So I've hired a videographer, so now I don't have to record all my videos and do all of my editing. I have somebody who's gonna be doing that for me. So I'm gonna be doing videos once a week. And if you're new to my channel, you know, my channel is all about real estate investing, learning how to flip houses, learning how to wholesale houses. And if you wanna be a realtor, we even talk about being a realtor as well. So with no further ado, today we're actually going back to a property that you all may know me for about 3 years ago. I had a house that went viral because somebody vandalized the house, and I really couldn't talk about the property. It's actually been 4 years since I bought it, but I couldn't talk about the property because I was going back and forth over litigation with the bank. But now everything is over and I can say what I want. So we're actually gonna go back to the property today. I'm gonna show you all what that house looks like now, and I'm gonna tell you all everything that went wrong with this house. This was a house that I never should have bought, and I regret buying it, but hey, it is what it is. So with no further ado, let's roll. All right, guys, it's been 2 years since I've been to this property. And a lot of you all know me for this video. This is the house right here that was vandalized 2 years ago. This is the actual house that I never should have bought. And if anybody would ever ask me, have you taken a loss in real estate? This is that loss that I took. This house, honestly, I haven't been able to talk about it. A lot of people have been asking me questions about, you know, what's going on with the house, what's any updates. Well, legally, I couldn't talk about it because I was going back and forth with the bank who I bought the house with over legal matters. So we're gonna go inside. The house is not even remodeled. You know, we started the remodel, we got halfway done, and you all will get a chance to see really what happened to the property. But I'm gonna give you all a tour. I can get inside, show you all the house, and let you all know really what happened. I know there's a lot of questions. Some people said, you know, it was all insurance fraud and things like that. There was no insurance fraud. Somebody actually did vandalize the house, and I'm gonna tell you all exactly what I think happened. So let's go. All right, so when we bought the house originally, down here is where the kitchen was gonna be. So this whole space down here was where the kitchen was going. This was actually the kitchen island, where the island was gonna be. You can see the plumbing ran. This was gonna be kind of like a little eat-in kitchen area. Over in this area right here, this would be like some type of dining space, and then everything down there would be living room. So complete open layout. We had closets here. We have a bathroom right there that we were gonna have, and then all the bedrooms are upstairs. But real quick, before we go upstairs, let me tell you all the first issue that we had with this house. The first thing is, when we decided to buy the house, we bought it and we were trying to do too much with the construction. We decided originally that we were gonna gut the first 2 levels and take the house up another level. We paid $210,000 for the house. We anticipated of spending around $180,000 in construction, and the house will be worth $600,000 fixed up. So those numbers made sense. But like we usually do, especially back then at that time, we underestimated the cost of repairs, the cost of construction. That $180,000 that we thought we were gonna spend was really more close to like $225,000, $240,000, because we were adding a whole nother level and a rooftop deck. So once we realized that the construction was gonna cost too much, we decided to scale back and just remodel the house the way it is, just the 2 levels it is already. So when we decided to do that, you know, we were in bed with a bad bank. You know, I don't want to incriminate the bank right now because we just came to an agreement on terms, but man, this bank is some shit. I will never recommend anyone to move forward with this bank. I'm not gonna say the name of the bank, but I will say their initials, SL. So if you find yourself with a hard money loan with a company who has SL as their initials, I probably wouldn't do it. But where the bank was kind of screwing us is, whenever you do construction, especially with a hard money loan, the construction is broken up into draws. So if you have a $100,000 construction budget, the bank wants you to spend $20,000 up front, and then they'll inspect, and then they'll give you a check for the construction that you did. So you spend $20,000, you get $20,000. Then you spend the next $20,000, then the bank will give you the next $20,000. This bank was not paying us for our construction. So we would do construction, and then they would give us bullshit reasons why they wouldn't pay us. You know, they'd say, oh, we sent the check in the mail. There was no check. They say, oh, we sent a wire. Well, they wouldn't send a wire confirmation. So in some cases, it took them a month just to give us our money. But the problem is, at that time, I wasn't built to get projects to the finish line without the bank reimbursing me. Now I'm in a different position, but at the time I wasn't. So we would be doing construction, and then we would have to stop construction because the bank's not paying us. So it's very hard to do that to the finish line, to get a project to the finish line when the bank's not paying you properly. So we would do demolition, the bank wouldn't pay us. So now we have the roof is taken off the house, and the house is exposed to all the exterior elements, causing mold, causing water intrusion. All that stuff was going down. So that was the first issue that we had that caused us to being in the situation we are now with this property. But I'll tell you the rest. Let's go see the rest of the house. So these are the stairs going up. We were gonna do some iron railing here and go all the way up. Here we have the hallway, and here is the first bedroom right here. Now this is the second problem we had. We had water coming in here significantly. We had mold growing in here. And the reason we had mold growing in here was because the next door neighbor's house is attached to this house. Whenever you're doing a new roof, you have to flash your roof next to the neighbor's roof so that there's no water coming in between. The problem is our neighbor is an asshole, simply put. When we were doing construction, he refused to allow us to flash our roofs together. He didn't want anybody working on his property. And the reason was because he was jealous. He wanted to buy this house originally before we bought it. The house was going to auction. We bought it before it went to auction. We bought it directly from the auction company before it went to auction. He showed up to the auction prepared to buy the house, but he found out the auction was canceled because somebody already bought it, and that was me. So out of spite, he was not trying to work with me. So when we did the roof, we weren't able to fully complete the roof because he wouldn't allow us to flash our roof next to his roof. My business partner at the time, which is an old business partner, he got into an argument with the guy. That blew up into a big issue. And that's the reason why I think he vandalized the property. One thing about when the house got vandalized, nobody broke in. So I narrowed it down to either a contractor, and I know a lot of people were saying, you know, it was a contractor that I didn't pay. That's not the case. All my contractors were paid up. Some people were saying this was an insurance job. Trust me, if I wanted to have an insurance claim, it wouldn't be on this property. It would have been on something else way more valuable. So this was not an insurance job, but somebody did this. And the reason I think it was a neighbor is because on the roof, our roofs are connected. We both have rooftop decks. He could have easily jumped over onto our roof and go through the dog door upstairs of the roof door, which didn't have a lock on it at the time, and came down here, and he did it or someone did it on a Sunday. So they knew enough about the house, and they knew when construction wasn't going on here, nobody would be here to do the vandalizing that they did. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and flat out, you know, file a police report against the guy or anything, but because there's no way I can prove he did it. But you know, that's who I really think did all of this to the house. But overall, second issue we had water coming in without any direct resolution because the neighbor wouldn't allow us to flash our roofs together. So that's why you see all of this cut out right here, because water was coming in all the way on this side, and we had to cut all of this out because mold was growing. So this is the first bedroom on this level. This right here is a full bathroom. This is the hallway bathroom that we were gonna do. As you can see, we put in new windows. Everything is pretty much roughed in already. This is the second bedroom right here. Pretty decent sized bedroom. We got the exposed brick. You know, you ain't in Baltimore if you don't have exposed brick. We put the washer and dryer up here too. This is the washer and dryer hookup. And here is the master bedroom right here. So tall ceilings. Hookup for TV right here. Got a master bathroom back in here. All right guys, so I'm gonna give you all the rest of the rundown with this house. So after all the issues I said we had, we bought the house in 2018. In 2019, we were dealing with all these issues. We were dealing with somebody vandalizing the house. We were dealing with the unprofessional bank not paying us our money. I was dealing with the neighbor who was being a thorn in my side any moment he had the opportunity. So coming into 2020, the bank wanted us to pay off the loan because we were at the maturity date of that loan. But the problem is the construction was only up to this point. We weren't done with the project and we had so many hurdles that we kept running into. So in 2019, I decided to go to the bank and say, hey, look, this deal is not worth it. It's not worth it no more. We've done 60% of the work. We give the property back to you all. Will you all take it? They agreed. But the problem is, just like how shady the bank was to begin with, they continued to be shady throughout the process. So they agreed to take the property back. They said all they want is the keys and they'll finish the property and they'll sell it. So I said, cool. I gave them the keys, walked away from it. 6 months later, I get a letter from the city saying that I owe them taxes. So I'm like, what? I owe property taxes? I said, hold up, this house should have been sold. So contact the bank, letting them know, hey, look, I got a bill from the city for the property taxes. And the bank is pretty much saying, oh, well, you got to pay it. And I'm like, well, no, I'm not paying it. I gave you all the property back. You all should have sold this house by now. And they started acting like there was any agreement. There was no agreement to actually take the property back, fix it up, and sell it. So now we're going into 2020. So once I realized that I can't trust this bank and they're trying to lead me out to dry with this deal, I hired an attorney. So I lawyered up. So I went from the defense to offense. So then the bank brought in their attorneys. So for the next year, we went back and forth, really the next year and a half, we were going back and forth trying to negotiate a settlement agreement to get out of this property. Because at this point, the mortgage had ballooned all the way up to $600,000. Let me tell you all, my original loan in the house was $260,000. How the hell can a loan balloon from $260,000 to $600,000 in the course of 2 years? Right there, that's some loan shark shit right there. So that tells you how corrupt this bank is. But anyways, they were telling me that I owed them $600,000 on a house that's only worth $500,000. So yeah, good luck getting that money. So we've been going back and forth with our attorneys over the last year and a half. We finally came to a resolution. We finally made a settlement agreement. I am going to make a small payment to them, small payment to them, and they're going to take the property back, and they're going to, it looks like they're going to auction the property off. This seems like what they're doing now, but they're going to sell the property to an investor who's going to take this thing to the finish line. So all in all, this was the house I never should have bought. Look, here's the thing. I put $35,000 down on this house. Not going to get that back. I paid probably over $20,000 in attorney fees. Not going to get that back. I had to also pay the bank a small fee to get out of the deal. Not going to get that money back. And all the interest I paid during the course of the first year of me owning the property, I'm not going to get that back. So, man, I probably lost over $80,000 dealing with this house over the course of 4 years. So this is the one house I never should have bought. So all of y'all saying that this was an insurance scam, that's not the case. All of y'all saying that, you know, this was a contractor that didn't get their money, that's not the case. This was literally a house that I bought where anything could have gone wrong, it went wrong. So learn from my mistakes. Make sure you're getting in bed with a good lender. Make sure you are understanding the cost of construction to begin with. Make sure that you don't piss off the neighbors, or you try to at least work with the neighbors and be diplomatic, as opposed to just being, somebody who's not trying to get the actual resolution done. And anything past that was just bad luck and bad circumstances. So, I'm glad I can finally give you all an update on this property. I couldn't talk about it for so long. I'm finally back here. I don't even know if I'm supposed to even be in here, but I'm here showing you all the property, giving you all the update, because I know a lot of you all probably wanted to know what went down with this house. That's the full detailed story of what happened. This was the house I never should have bought. And if I could go back in time 4 years ago, I would have made sure I did not leave my house the day I bought this house at auction. So, yeah, that's it, man. Thanks for riding with me today. Hopefully y'all learned something. And until next time, peace.